Well, welcome everyone. Welcome here to this celebration of the 50th anniversary of the University of York. And welcome in particular to the Dean. Thank you so much. We're glad you got here. The philosopher Søren Kierkegaard said, "Life can only be understood backwards, but it can only be lived forwards." The University of York's 50th anniversary allows us to reflect on the achievements of our past colleagues, but it also challenges us to look ahead. We must protect what is precious from the past, but we must also look forward, continue to innovate, and strive to excel. In many ways, 1963 seems not so long ago. But consider how much has changed in the UK and globally since then. And consider too the courage and the belief in the 1960s in the power of education to transform lives. The University of York was created in the 1960s. It was born out of a fundamental belief that higher education should, according to the Robbins Report, be available to all those who are sufficiently qualified by ability and attainment. When we think of the 1960s, we think of the Beatles, the rise of consumerism, the white heat of technology. Dare I say it in these wonderful surroundings, free love. But the early 1960s was a precarious time. The devastation and the loss of life from World War II was still a bitter legacy for millions of people. Rationing had ended not long ago. The atomic bomb had demonstrated humankind's capacity for self-destruction on a global scale. The 1962 Cuban Missile Crisis was a stark reminder that the threat of war had not gone away. The Cold War, with its fear and suspicion, was a constant companion, and in 1962 it came to Yorkshire when RAF Fylingdales began radar operations on the North York moors as part of the USA's ballistic missile early warning system. Here in the UK, 1963 saw Harold Wilson take over as leader of the Labour Party following the death of Hugh Gaitskell. Later that year, Alec Douglas Hume took over from Harold Macmillan as leader of the Conservative Party. The Beeching Report recommended the closure of more than 2,000 railway stations. John Profumo was forced to resign from the government for lying in Parliament. Kim Philby defected to Russia and was named the third man in the Burgess and Maclean spy ring. American Express introduced the UK's first credit card. A new Ford Cortina cost £675. The average cost of a house was £3,160. And the only chef on TV was Fanny Craddock. In the USA, Dr. Martin Luther King made his famous "I Have a Dream" speech at the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. And in November 1963, John F. Kennedy was shot dead in Dallas. Amid this age of uncertainty, how great a dream was it to embrace the Robbins Report and create new universities to help foster a new world. Education was intended to ensure that never again would the world teeter on the brink of self-destruction. I want to pay tribute to the bravery and foresight of our founders, in particular, of course, our first Vice-Chancellor, Eric James, and all those who helped him to create the University of York. I want to thank the civic and business leader, John Bowes Morell, and the citizens of York, who persuaded the government that this great city should have a university. On his first visit to York, Lord James was dismayed by what he saw. A dilapidated country house, last occupied in the 1930s and used briefly by RAF Bomber Command in the 40s, and a series of flat, muddy fields. He could not imagine how they could be transformed into a university. He told the Secretary of the Academic Trust John West Taylor, that it was unlikely he would return to York. West Taylor misheard him and replied, "Yes, but when will you start?" Lord James did start, and he did so with determination and with vision. The university owes much to its pioneers and all who came afterwards. We owe a great debt to the first academics who abandoned safe careers in long-established universities to create something new, to the architects who created a beautiful campus, to the administrators who helped form our guiding policies and procedures, and especially to our first students. Lord James wrote to head teachers across the country and asked them to send their best and brightest. Just over 200 of the best and brightest arrived in York in 1963. They were the pioneers who could have gone to other universities but chose instead to come to York. We owe a debt to the vision of our founders, to the hard work and dedication of our early staff, to the pioneering spirit of our first students, and to the support of the people of York. It is fitting that we begin our year of celebration here in York Minster, where our inauguration ceremony took place on the 25th of October, 1963. We are the University of York, and we take pride in that name. We recognize the value of being in York rather than anywhere else. We are proud to work with friends and partners in the city to ensure its economic growth and prosperity and to contribute to its civic and cultural life. Our Science Park, our co-founding of Science City York, and the campus extension of Heslington East have all built new areas of economic activity for York. New biotech, IT, digital, environmental and creative industries supporting the wealth and the well-being of this city. And the university and the city share important values: freedom, justice, equality, diversity, inclusiveness, civilization, free speech, the importance of education, and a desire to make a better world. The early 2000s saw a conscious re-engineering of the university to look to the future, to grow a truly international university, to strengthen our professional and vocational courses, to enhance the application of our research to the benefit of people worldwide, to grow our international links, and to ensure that our students are ready to take on the challenges of the 21st century. Since 2000, we have doubled the number of our students, doubled the size of the campus, and trebled our income. We have won awards and accolades nationally and worldwide. We have joined the Russell Group, won 5 Queen's Anniversary Prizes for higher education, and 2 University of the Year awards. In 2012, last year, 2 international league tables of the most successful young universities ranked York as number 1 in the UK and number 6 in the world. Education enables societies to work together, to build together, and to live harmoniously and peacefully together. And that brings me to the crux of what I want to say. We believe fiercely in our founding principles, that anyone who can benefit from a York education should be able to do so, that our teaching is informed by our cutting-edge research, that both should be anchored by the highest standards of academic excellence, and that both should be used to the benefit of people and societies worldwide. These principles will be recognized and applauded by Lord James, by our founding members of staff, and by all our friends and supporters. However, our work is not yet done. The changes that have been wrought upon society since Lord James and his team embarked on their great dream have made the challenges we face even more pressing. In the 21st century, the world is facing global challenges that require human ingenuity of the highest order. Universities have a key role to play in delivering the research that will contribute to solving our problems of poverty, global health, conflict and terror, and climate change. And universities also have a key role to play, even more important, in educating tomorrow's leaders, who will solve these problems as well as others that have not yet even been identified. Every year, between 4,000 and 5,000 graduates leave the University of York to improve their lives, pursue their careers, and change the world. Since 1963, we have inspired nearly 100,000 people to cross continents and embrace every imaginable job and profession. A fantastic power for good, delivering the vision of James, Morel, and all our founders. The narrative thread that connects the University of York in 1963 to the University of York now in 2013, and indeed for the next 50 years to 2063, and then beyond that, is an abiding belief that education can transform lives and societies. Our year of celebration in York and in Beijing, New York, London, and all the other major cities worldwide will demonstrate our impact and our success. We believe in the words of the Harvard essayist Ralph Waldo Emerson: "Do not go where the path may lead, go instead where there is no path and leave a trail." I want to thank the Dean and Chapter of York Minster for allowing us to hold our celebration here in this, the most wonderful building and symbol of York. I'm delighted to see so many friends, partners, supporters, colleagues, graduates, staff, and students here this evening. I began by mentioning Dr. Martin Luther King, who gave his most memorable speech in the year the University of York began. I will end with a quotation from his speech. "We cannot walk alone, and as we walk, we must make the pledge that we will always march ahead. We cannot turn back." Welcome and thank you.